This will be the second installment of the selections from the Hagakure series. To hate injustice and stand on righteousness is a difficult thing. Furthermore, to think that being righteous is the best one can do, and to do one's utmost to be righteous will, on the contrary, bring many mistakes. The way is in a higher place than righteousness. This is very difficult to discover, but it is the highest wisdom. When seen from this standpoint, things like righteousness are rather shallow. If one does not understand this on his own, it cannot be known. There is a method of getting to this way, however, even if one cannot discover it by himself. This is found in consultation with others. Even a person who has not attained this way sees others from the side. It is like the saying from the game of Go, "He who sees from the side has 8 eyes." The saying, "Thought by thought we see our own mistakes," also means that the highest way is in discussion with others. Listening to the old stories and reading books are for the purpose of sloughing off one's own discrimination and attaching one's self to the ancients. In one's life, there are levels in the pursuit of study. In the lowest level, a person studies but nothing comes of it, and he feels that both he and others are unskillful. At this point, he is worthless. In the middle level, he is still useless, but he is aware of his own insufficiencies, and can also see the insufficiencies of others. In a higher level, he has pride concerning his own ability, rejoices in praise from others, and laments the lack of ability in his fellows. This man has worth. In the highest level, a man has the look of knowing nothing. These are the levels in general, but there is one transcending level, and this is the most excellent of all. This person is aware of the endlessness of entering deeply into a certain way, never thinks of himself as having finished. He truly knows his own insufficiencies, and never in his whole life thinks that he has succeeded. He has no thoughts of pride, but with self-abasement knows the way to the end. I do not know the way to defeat others, but the way to defeat myself. Throughout your life, advance daily. Become more skillful than yesterday, more skillful than today. This is never ending. Among the maxims on Lord Naoshige's wall, there was this one: matters of great concern should be treated lightly. Matters of small concern, treated seriously. Among one's affairs there should not be more than 2 or 3 matters of what one could call great concern. If these are deliberated upon during ordinary times, they can be understood. Thinking about things previously and then handling them lightly when the time comes is what this is all about. To face an event anew, solve it lightly, is difficult if you are not resolved beforehand, and there will always be uncertainty in hitting your mark. However, if the foundation is laid previously, you can think of the saying, "Matters of great concern should be treated lightly," as your own basis for action. It is vulgar and foolish to look down upon the ways of one's own district as being boorish, or to be even a bit open to the persuasion of the other place's ways, and to think about giving up one's own. That one's own district is unsophisticated and unpolished is a great treasure. Imitating another style is simply a sham. When we throw off our own bias and follow the sayings of the ancients and confer with other people, matters should go well and without mishap. When it comes to the point of throwing away one's life for his Lord, many get weak at the knees. This is disgraceful. The fact that a useless person often becomes a matchless warrior at such times is because he has already given up his life and has become one with his Lord. To give a person one's opinion and correct his faults is an important thing. It is compassionate. It comes first in matters of service. But the way of doing this is extremely difficult. To discover the good and bad points of a person is an easy thing, and to give an opinion concerning them is also easy. For the most part, people think they are being kind by saying the things that others find distasteful or difficult to say, but if it is not received well, they think that slandering him. It is nothing more than getting off one's chest. To give a person an opinion, one must first judge well whether the person is of the disposition to receive it or not. Praise his good points, and use every device to encourage him. Have him receive the advice in a way that a man would drink water when his throat is dry, and it will be an opinion that will correct his faults. It is in bad taste to yawn in front of people. When one unexpectedly has to yawn, if he rubs his forehead in an upward direction, the sensation will stop. Now, men, there's a quick interlude, I've actually tried that, and it works. Every single time, at least for me. Hopefully it'll work for you. I think that's a great piece of advice. At the time of deliberation concerning criminals, Nakane Kazuma proposed making the punishment 1 degree lighter than what would be appropriate. This is a treasury of wisdom that only he was the possessor of. This is an interesting one. An affected laugh shows lack of self-respect in a man and lewdness in a woman. Whether speaking formally or informally, one should look his listener in the eye. A polite greeting is done at the beginning and finished. Speaking with downcast eyes is careless. A samurai has no group, but if a samurai has no group and no horse, that samurai is not a samurai. It is said that one should rise at 4 in the morning, bathe and arrange his hair daily, eat when the sun comes up, and retire when it becomes dark. How should a person respond when he is asked, as a human being, what is essential in terms of purpose and discipline? First, let us say, it is to become of the mind that is right now pure and lacking complications. People in general all seem to be dejected. When one has a pure and uncomplicated mind, his expression will be lively. When one is attending to matters, there is one thing that comes forth from his heart: loyalty, bravery, filial piety. Whatever emerges, that is the one thing. Every morning the samurai of 50 or 60 years ago would bathe, shave their foreheads, put lotion in their hair, and cut their fingernails. Without fail, pay attention to your personal appearance. It goes without saying that the armor, in general, of these men was kept free from rust, and that it was dusted, shined, and arranged. Although it seems that taking special care of one's appearance is similar to showiness, it is nothing akin to elegance. Even if you are aware that you may be struck down today, and are firmly resolved to an inevitable death, if you are slain with an unseemly appearance, you will show your lack of prior resolve, and be despised by your enemy. You will appear unclean. Although you say this is troublesome and time-consuming, a samurai's work lay in such things. It is neither busy work nor time-consuming. In constantly hardening one's resolve to die in battle, deliberately becoming as one who is already dead, and working at one's job dealing with military affairs, there should be no shame. But when the time comes, a person will be shamed if he is not conscious of these things even in his dreams, and rather passes his days in self-interest and self-indulgence. If he thinks this is not shameful, and feels nothing else matters as long as he is comfortable, then his dissipate and discourteous actions will be repeatedly regrettable. Thank you, everyone. I hope you found this useful. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thanks, everyone, and have a pleasant evening.